What is a strategist? What separates them from others, and how do they think? According to the Cambridge Dictionary, a strategist is someone with a lot of skill and experience in planning, especially in military, political, or business matters. However, other sources, such as Wikipedia, claim that a strategist is simply someone with the responsibility for the formulation and implementation of a strategy. For the sake of this video, we will focus on Wikipedia's interpretation, as it suggests experience is not essential. We believe, therefore, that anyone can be a strategist at every moment, perhaps even that everyone is. Now, for the purpose of easier explanation, we will simplify this with an example of someone we might commonly view as a strategist, one of the most famous of which being Napoleon Bonaparte. Love him or hate him, he was a strategic man, and one of the best examples of this is the Battle of Austerlitz in what is now the Czech Republic. Napoleon and his troops were not only facing two enemies, these being Russian and Austrian,
The race starts now!
but they also carried half as much firepower, clearly indicating a disadvantage. Employing strategy, however, Napoleon deliberately ordered his troops to form a weak right flank, inviting the enemies to attack there, and they took the bait. What they didn't know, however, was that Napoleon would secretly concentrate his strongest forces in the center. Using these forces, Napoleon unleashed a powerful counterattack and split the enemy forces in two, breaking their coordination, securing victory, and solidifying his dominance in Europe for several years. This goes to show how even when a task seems impossible, the use of strategy can lead to success, even when it requires 70,000 people to work together under one man in the face of gloomy odds. It is no secret that Napoleon came far and achieved miraculous feats, even after what was seen as his downfall, losing his empire and being exiled to the island of Elba in 1814. He was given control of the small island despite being a prisoner, and he even retained the title of emperor and governed the island, which held only 12,000 inhabitants. Even here, his strategic mind introduced reforms that improved the economy, agriculture, and infrastructure of the land. He ensured the construction of roads, reorganized the mining industry, and even created an army and a navy for the island. Meanwhile, he was keeping track of the events happening in Europe. He saw political instability in France, which was now under the rule of King Louis XVIII.
What?
Using this knowledge, he entered Paris and reclaimed the control of France for another 100 days. Now, it is important to acknowledge that Napoleon's rule also brought many devastating consequences, other than the fact that his people dealt with near continuous warfare. Among them, he established a dictatorial regime, suppressed free speech, and year 1802 reinstated slavery in French colonies after its till then 8-year abolishment. It is important to note these things, as our studies are in no way intended to glorify another human being. Rather, they are meant to help us learn from others who have accomplished astonishing feats and understand how we can do the same. If we are able to recognize the good and bad actions of someone as accomplished and well documented as Napoleon, and make theories on how these actions helped or hurt his cause and others, then we might get an understanding of how we can choose accomplishments through being conscious of our own actions. If you have experiences, thoughts, or reflections, make sure to share them in the comment section below and check out my other videos, such as this one, about strategy in daily life.